Hello, everybody.
Beards and Beers recommends they do not.
Yeah, baby, yeah!
I think you should listen to it.
Absolutely.
Welcome back, motherfucker.
So what's going on, buddy?
Nothing much. How you doing?
Doing well. Just sipping a nice little cocktail of Busch Light Apple and nothing else.
Hey, yeah, literally, because we still have so much of it left.
I'm on my last 30 rack.
I think I have 2 and a 12.
It's sad times.
I know.
It's really just now hitting me that this is it.
I know.
Like before, I was like, man, I wish that this would go and be done. And
I agree.
now I'm like, oh, God.
I know.
I just want more. I want more in life.
Well,
you're very distracted so
yeah,
far.
I know. Sorry,
You're
it's
pulling candies out of your asshole.
I forgot I had those in my pocket. I wanted to bring them up so if you want a little snack, we could snack on them.
Like literally, you just pulled 4 Reese Cup Nutcracker candies out of nowhere.
I know. I put them in before we came up because I was like, oh, we probably maybe want a little snacky snack. And
well, since when did they stop wrapping them?
What do you mean?
Because these candies that you pulled out have nuts in them and they're not wrapped. I'm pretty sure these are turds.
No, these are not turds. These are all good.
All right, man. So we do want to take a moment for some retractions from last week's episode. There's actually 2 of them. The first one is I was in a drunken stupor towards the end of last week's episode, and I mistakenly said that the gentleman who was playing the Grinch in the new Grinch horror movie was in the Terrorizer movie series. That is not correct. It is Terrifier.
Oh, okay.
I said Terrorizer. Same fucking difference.
Yeah.
Sue me. I'm only human.
Well, and it was absolutely 0 people point that out to us. You probably had to re-listen to that.
Yeah, I did. When I listened back at it, I was like, God, I'm a fucking moron. And then I cut myself to numb the pain. If you harm yourself, please seek medical attention for your mental health. I don't condone anyone cutting themselves.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. The second retraction is the whole Papa John's thing. If there's ever been any backlash, period, over an episode, it hasn't been the fact that you don't stand with Ukraine.
No, that's true.
It hasn't been our hot takes on really any of the controversial subjects that we've discussed. We didn't even hear anything back by people wanting to know if there was truly a kidnapped person in the van.
Which is a little concerning.
Yeah.
But maybe those people are also like us and they don't really want to know either.
Or maybe the only people who listen to this are kidnappers.
That could be.
And they're like, I like these guys because they don't pay a lick of attention.
That could be, yeah.
I don't know. But we've not gotten really very much feedback at all other than when it came to Papa John's.
Yeah, we did get feedback from Papa John's.
We got a lot of feedback about Papa John's. Apparently, I was wrong. Papa John's has their ingredients listed on their dumbass website.
God damn it. I thought we were on to something.
I know that for the longest time it wasn't.
Yeah, you're probably right. And that's probably why people were pissed about it. And then after that happened, they were like, okay, I guess we got to put our ingredients out.
I guess.
I did look at some of them, and they were not appetizing sounding. There was a lot of preservatives on a lot of their food.
Well, so, I mean, I'm sure that we get that everywhere we go.
No, I know.
I'm not saying it's exclusive to Papa J's, but just don't say that it's better ingredients.
Right. Because
if it's not.
It's probably the same as like what a Domino's uses. It honestly probably comes from the same people. They just add different things.
I don't know. Papa John's just sucks. I don't think they're using anything the same as anyone else.
Yeah, I would agree.
But because of this, because of the Papa John's remarks from last week, someone came forward to you and had talked about potentially wanting to come on the show. So you want to tell the listeners about that?
Yeah, my boy Shaggy, which is his nickname and not his real name. We will not give out his real name. But he is an insider and potentially might be coming on to give us the insider scoop on how a Papa John's runs.
It's true, because he works there part-time.
He does.
Allegedly.
And basically our goal is to get him fired. I'm just kidding.
I want to compromise his position within the Papa John's ranks. Shaggy, I really hope that you're not looking to become a general manager or a franchisee because I'm going to ruin your life.
Yeah, I highly doubt that he is.
Yeah, he only works like a day a week.
Is that what he said?
He said it was very little.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or he was just really drunk when he texted and he didn't mean to say it. He said part-time.
Oh, okay.
So he said it twice. So I thought maybe he meant like he's working less than part-time.
Yeah, I mean, it probably means that, or he just texted that twice by accident. I could see him doing that.
I could see him doing that as well. But either way, we'll have him on maybe next week, maybe the week after. We need to work it out with him, what's going to work with his schedule. But I can't wait because I'm going to come up with questions about shitty-ass Papa John's, and I'm going to make him choose a side.
Yeah, I honestly think he got that job because he was in a softball league, and I think somebody that he played softball with was like, yeah, man, if you need a part-time gig, I work at a Papa John's, and I'll hire you. I'm pretty sure that's how he got. Wow. I guess we'll have to ask him that, though, to confirm.
Wow. Well, yeah, I mean, I have a lot of questions. They're already spinning in my head, and he is very sincere about his job because I forgot that he worked there.
I did too. It's been a while.
But then I remembered, I forget where we were, and I mistakenly said that he worked for Domino's.
Yeah, that's right.
And he got pissed.
He did.
He was like, "No, it's fucking Papa John's."
Was it around our wedding?
It may have been
Emily's wedding.
Yeah, it may have been not our wedding.
Sorry, I'm really bad at that.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. No homo. Two men can love one another.
They definitely can.
But yeah, so I had forgotten about that. And then when you wrote me and said, hey, he reached out and kind of expressed interest in coming on the pod, I figured, well, that sounds good.
Yeah, he'd be a good guest to have on.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah.
So look out for that in the coming weeks.
Oh, yeah.
So around this portion of the show, I normally ask, has anything crazy happened? And every week I ask that question, and then both of us immediately kind of make fun of the fact that nothing crazy happens. We continue to disappoint everyone with our answers, our non-existent answers. So this is what I'm going to do. Right here on episode 6, I am going to end the segment officially.
Okay.
Has anything crazy happened? I figure if anything crazy happens in the future,
we'll talk about it.
We'll just talk about it.
Okay.
Because I feel like
we're letting our fans down.
We are. We're letting all of our fans down. We're over 100 career downloads.
Hell yeah.
67 of those are us.
Probably.
So to the 33 people, 12 of which are in Austria, or where Belgium. That's it.
Man, I can't believe you forgot.
I know. Well, because I'm pissed. I'm pissed at them because I've literally begged them
for how many episodes?
Yeah, I just want them to reach out and say, hey, I really am in Belgium.
Hey, baby, I got your money.
I did not know where that was going. Little concerned. Very warm in here today.
It is very warm in here. I'm
sweating like two rats making whoopee in a wool sock. Jesus.
It's probably because we both have hoodies on.
I've got like nothing on though below the belt. I'm almost naked. And I'm still burning the fuck up.
Speaking of naked.
That's a good segue. So yeah, one funny thing though that did happen this week, during our commute from work back to the house, that's where a lot of our creativity, I feel, starts pumping. And
we really just need to start recording the car ride.
We do. Maybe that's how we do the mini episodes for Patreon.
Maybe. Because it's pretty funny. Honestly, I think it's funnier than we are now.
Yeah. Wow. Now our listeners are really going to stop listening. They're like, oh my God, this isn't even that good. This isn't the best they've got. So we're coming home from work, and Grant is a creature of habit. He is a creature of routine. In just the few years that I've known him, I could easily tell this. His wife would definitely second that. And what Grant likes to do is when he comes home, he wastes no time in getting butt naked. Allegedly. I don't see this. Again, no homo. I do not see Grant get naked when he comes home. But from what Emily has told me, you come home, you get naked.
I mean, there is days where that does happen, but that's not always true. Emily exaggerates a little bit on that.
I don't know. I kind of believe her on this one. Knowing you and knowing
Yeah.
how much you enjoy the freedom of being naked. Because, I mean, over the years, all I've heard about is how you've sat on my couch naked, how when you've been house sitting for us, you're like naked on my couch and in the beds. And
I'm rubbing my nuts on your
yeah,
pillow.
I can taste your sweaty balls
Sweaty balls.
when I'm composing a sandwich on the kitchen counter because you rested your sack on it. So I do believe that she's probably being truthful when she says that you come home and within mere minutes you are completely naked, scratching your ball sack undercarriage.
Well, there's no better feel than scratching your ball sack undercarriage, especially when you have worked all day and you strip off those jeans and undies and you just got to get in there and get a good scratching in. I think you would agree with me on that.
I mean, I wouldn't. I don't do that.
Yes, you do.
I don't.
Yeah, you definitely do.
I don't.
Don't you lie to me.
Maybe
Don't lie to me, boy.
Maybe when I was a young lad, I gave a shit. Now I don't. I just live my life in discomfort and constant yearning to scratch the ball sack undercarriage, but I don't.
Well,
Because I like to, you know why? You want to know why? Because I like to punish myself. I don't want to give myself the pleasure because I hate myself.
Oh, no.
And now I'm going to cut myself again.
Oh, my
No,
God.
please, listeners, do not cut yourself. Please take mental help.
We keep making this joke, and it is not a good joke.
I know. So
But it's genuinely just the greatest feeling. And naturally, we're supposed to be nude. Well, we are. We weren't
I hope we weren't burnt.
we weren't born with clothes on. We were born naked.
Well, that's because that can't happen. You can't get born with clothes.
Well, I know
on.
that means you're not supposed to have clothes on.
Or maybe it just means that
If you look in the wild, animals aren't born with obviously clothes on, but they're born with fur. So they're supposed to be that way. You know?
but I think that's just pivotal to the youth, to your younger days. Because a lot of kids walking around naked. I don't think you're supposed to be a 25-year-old father of 3 and come home and just get naked.
Well, yeah, probably not, but
I mean, there's people are getting arrested for shit like that these
Whoa.
days. Like, teacher, my daddy's naked every time I come home from school. He massages his scrotum in between his thumb and his pointer finger for 35 minutes at a time.
yeah, I guess that is. I didn't think about it like that, but I don't have kids, so I don't have to think that way.
That's true. Well, I think you're going to have to check yourself before you wreck yourself one of these days.
Maybe eventually.
Eventually. But so Grant proclaimed while coming home, because we were, the traffic was especially bad this particular day. Maybe we had stopped somewhere. I don't even remember now what the context was. But in the most sincere, serious fashion, you proclaimed that you were tired of wearing clothes.
Yeah. There's a point in my day where I'm just fed up with having clothes on. Now, I'm not saying when I get home I'm naked the whole evening. I do put some shorts on, but I go no underwear because you got to free ball it. And I'll do a very big t-shirt so it's not sucking to my body so I feel comfortable.
Okay.
And why I pronounce comfortable that way, I don't know, and I did it again.
It sounds nice, though. I feel like if you were reading a novel,
That's how you would pronounce
that's
it.
how you would pronounce it for your listeners. So Grant, huge advocate on nudity.
Maybe I just need to join a nudist colony or something.
I think you do, because though I understand.
I'm not that secure with my body, though, to be walking around people with their dicks out and women with their coochies and titties out.
I mean, I will always be here for that. I don't care what you look like. I'll look at your titties and your coochie.
Oh, God.
Yes, Grant is still childlike. He calls the vagine a coochie.
Well, it's because my wife calls it that all the time. And I picked it up from her.
I don't even know how to unwrap that. So I would really like it if listeners reached out to us and told us what their stance is on being nude. I think everyone probably agrees to you to a certain extent that there's definitely a point in your day where it's good to unclasp the bra. it's good to take off the jeans. I think what's funny and what we're not selling quite as much with this particular story is that when you come home, you don't excuse yourself to the bedroom and, starfish on your bed naked for a couple minutes and then put on your comfy clothes and come downstairs. From what I gather, you come home and you're like in your kitchen. You've taken 3 steps into your house and you just strip naked and you swing your dick around and then I guess you just stand there. I don't know really what transpires after that.
Well, so I come home, I get in, I put everything up, like, I get all the stuff out of my pockets, my knife, my wallet, keys, that kind of stuff, put that down. And then it's normally really hot in our house for some reason when we get home from work. I don't know what it is. We don't keep the heat on that high, so I don't know what's going on. So I just naturally will, if I'm wearing a hoodie or something, because it is cold outside now, I will strip that immediately, and then I just go from there. And I take my belt out of my pants to like set it to take it up when I go up to change. So you would think I would just change upstairs, but I don't do that. No, it's more.
So how much time?
It's kind of fun though, because Emily turns around, or maybe we'll go to the bathroom to go pee or something, and I get naked. So when she comes out or turns around, I'm just butt ass naked. And
so how many minutes are you naked in your downstairs area before you change?
Approximately probably 5 to 15 minutes, anywhere from in there.
Are you standing during the 5 to 15
Yes,
minutes?
because if I sit down, the dog will jump on me and just shred me with her nails.
So you're just casually standing in the middle of your home. That in itself sounds uncomfortable, because I would imagine after work, you want to sit down and relax, spread your legs.
Well, I got to help get everything ready,
So you're doing activities naked. You're
essentially.
prepping dinner naked.
Well, not prepping dinner, but getting the dishes. Well,
So you're taking out your garbage, but naked.
No, not doing that. I'm really not doing anything. I'm just kind of standing there, I guess. But I'm talking to Emily about the day mostly. It's very casual conversation.
So my sister is fully clothed. Her husband's standing next to her, fully naked, and they're having a serious retrospective conversation about the day.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when I say 5 to 15 minutes, I probably mean more like 2 to 5 minutes, because realistically, when I'm like that, I'll stand there and talk for a little bit and then be like, all right, I'm going to go up, probably take a shit, and then I'll get dressed and then I'll be back down. I'll bring the laundry down, get the laundry started if we have that kind of thing.
I'm perplexed by this.
Maybe you just need to witness it.
Ew. So listeners, reach out to us, email us, beardsandbeerspodcast@gmail.com, hit us up on Facebook. What is your take on getting naked? What is your post-work routine? Because I think that pretty much sums up Grant's, is that he likes to just fucking ball out and just casually have important adult conversations with people while he's completely nude and massaging and or scratching his nutsack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hey, teach their own, man. Teach their fucking own. So, one thing that I think that we have enjoyed doing the last few weeks is talking about crazy news. Again, nobody really talks to us about this podcast. But I feel like if they did, they would say they enjoy the news portion.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I think now I'm like purposely trying to find the most wild thing I can find that's been reported.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the point of this. We want to bring awareness to the crazy things that happen. I am trying to steer clear of Florida because the old adage is that Florida is the mecca of crazy. So I am trying to stay away from Florida because I think it's too easy.
Too easy.
Because if you Google like Florida news,
it's just crazy.
It's just
shit.
fucking nuts. It's like alligator has sex with woman, gets shot by a deer hunting its own kind, while Bigfoot jacks off an albino in a trailer park near the water. So I mean, it's crazy shit. So what do you have for us this week with crazy news?
So this takes us across the pond. Not to Britain, I know that's how that's supposed to be used, but to Germany, across the pond to Europe, same thing. And the headline is German police seek help in solving bull sperm heist.
So please elaborate.
So this, the article was posted on December 7th of this year, and I think that said that this theft happened on either Tuesday, or it was either Monday late at night or Tuesday early morning, and it happened in Olfen, Germany. And they stole 60 containers of bull sperm. The website or the article did not elaborate on how large these containers are, which I really wish they would have, because that would have probably made it even better.
Yeah.
And they didn't say the price, but I would imagine this is a very expensive heist, because if it's like, I mean, I know like bulls and horses and stuff, like their sperm is for like, because they're doing artificial insemination with it, so it's worth a lot of money to a lot of people.
Yeah.
But so I wish they would have did that. But a direct quote from this article is, "The precious cargo needs to be supercooled with liquid nitrogen at negative 196 Celsius degrees or negative 320 degrees Fahrenheit, so it isn't spoiled."
That seems like overkill, though. Negative 320 degrees.
Isn't that
To
crazy?
keep it from spoiling?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you could just cool it down to like 20 degrees and you'd be all right.
I know. This is why I'm going to keep an eye on this. I hope there's updates on this,
I hope
because
they make a movie about it.
that would be cool. Yeah, like somebody's like selling it on the black market and shit.
Yeah, and it could have the Jackass guys and they could like drink it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder, or this is either going to end up being really cool, or there's going to be nothing that happens, or there's going to be a third option, and it's going to be like some dipshit accidentally took the 60 containers thinking it was something else.
What could you possibly think it is, though?
I don't
That
know.
would warrant you trying to steal it.
It was taken from a farm, so I'm pretty sure this guy knew what he was doing when he took it.
I mean, is there anything in the article that says how much like the street value of cum is?
It didn't. Let me look that up really quick. Let's see how much bull sperm is worth. Let's see here.
I'm very curious.
In Germany. Now I'm going to get arrested because I just looked this
Yeah,
up.
you did. It's forever now attached to you that you looked up how much bull cum is in Germany.
Well, this one I can't really find a German price, but this one in Europe says a single bull, I guess he's like a very popular one. I'm sorry, this is in India, is worth $3,000 for semen.
So again, it doesn't say like, so I'm guessing just one shot.
Just one shot of it, I'm assuming.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. But that I can't, apparently that's 10 times the average. So
So you're looking at more like
300. So what's 300 times 60? So that's $18,000. That's quite a bit.
That is quite a bit.
I honestly kind of thought it'd be a little more, but I mean, maybe this is a prized bull, though. It could. If it is, then it could be a lot more.
Could be. Man, I'm very intrigued by this.
I know, me too. There wasn't a whole lot of information. It was AP News, though, that posted it. So
I mean, well, think about it. You go to a farm, you can steal something that equates to 20 grand.
yeah,
I mean, that's
it's pretty
pretty
crazy.
solid, you know? Like, that's a solid take.
I would imagine they probably have some. Well, this place doesn't, but I would imagine most probably have some upbeat security. I would hope,
Well, yeah, I mean, if jizz is worth that much,
especially here in the U.S.
yeah.
I bet those farmers are locked and loaded.
Well, I mean, I know that if you have good cum as a human, you get a pretty good shot for selling that.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
true.
it can be pretty expensive.
Do they determine it like by sperm count? Is
I
that
think
what it is?
so, yeah. Well, it's that, and I think other factors like, do you smoke?
Okay.
Are you a drug addict? Do you beat your wife?
Okay.
You know, those kinds of things. But it's very interesting. The business of semen.
Yeah, I know. Something we should have probably got into.
I know. I don't know why. Why should we have gotten into that?
Because you make
Do you
hella
think-
money.
Do you think that we look like semen
No, I'm
guys?
telling you, we should have bought
What
a
are you-
bowl.
I mean, what are
and-
you saying?
We should have bought a bowl and we could jack him off and then sell a semen and we would make hella money.
That sounds very homoerotic, but I'm here for it.
Well, have you ever seen how they get horse semen?
Yeah, I have.
They put like a fake vagina
It's like
on
a
it.
fucking leather sleeve.
Yeah.
I'm like, Jesus, that's what a horse pussy feels like.
And they put a little baby bottle at the end, and that's what collects it.
Yeah. I feel like you've spent a lot of time looking at those videos. Is there anything that you want to share? Want to admit here?
I just I've watched a lot of Dirty Jobs, and one of the first seasons, I think he went to a horse farm and did that.
I think it's a stud farm.
Stud farm, whatever, same thing.
Well, I mean, you're the expert. I just wanted to correct you. It's a stud farm.
Well, you sound like the expert. How much have you looked into this?
I follow the jizz, man. Wherever the jizz
is,
wherever the jizz is, that's where Josh is. Very interesting. Well, you'll have to keep an eye on that and follow up maybe in a week or two if anything comes of that.
Yeah, I really hope something else comes of that. What do you got over there?
Well, I got really excited because I thought that I found a news article that pertained to our area.
Oh.
Because it said Butler County.
Oh, God.
But it wasn't.
Oh,
it isn't.
no.
It isn't Butler County, Ohio. It's Butler County, Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
And this article was updated just a couple days ago on the on the 8th. And the headline is "Woman Assaulted with Christmas Tree in Butler County."
Oh my God.
So there's
That sounds like something that would happen here.
It does, and there's an M. Night Shyamalan twist to this story. That's really what sold me on choosing this one.
Okay.
So the state police said that a Saxonburg, Pennsylvania man has been charged after allegedly assaulting a woman with a Christmas tree. It happened on Oakleaf Drive in Jefferson Township, Butler County, Pennsylvania. Police said there was a verbal altercation between a male suspect, 35, and a 31-year-old woman. And during the altercation, the gentleman hit the woman in the head with a Christmas tree.
Holy shit.
Now, here's the M. Night Shyamalan twist. The gentleman who did this is going to have a birthday on Christmas Eve. He turns 36 years old on Christmas Eve. He'll be in jail on his birthday on Christmas Eve for using a Christmas tree as a weapon against a woman.
Oh, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah. And, I mean, of course, I have a lot of questions about this. Like,
Yeah, like what started it?
what started this? It doesn't specify if it was like inside of a home or if it was outside the home. Did he just fucking, do you Hulk out and just grab your tree?
He pulled a fucking Grinch and just threw that bitch.
I'm just so perplexed. Like, why would you go with a tree?
Yeah, that's pretty weird.
And like, he hit her in the head with it.
Yeah,
So
so
I'm wondering,
does he have like crack shot aim?
yeah, like, did he throw it like a fucking javelin? Like,
I'm
what?
trying to picture this. He had to have like, how big was the Christmas tree? Does it say?
Doesn't specify. I don't know if it was a fucking 2-foot one or if it was 7.5 foot. I don't know.
I could see it being like a tabletop one because you just grab that and
But
chuck it.
still, there's got to be a fucking remote control or something else to beat your old lady with. You don't fucking grab a Christmas tree.
Yeah, that seemed. Maybe it was because he was born on Christmas Eve. That's his weapon of choice.
Well, here's my theory.
Okay.
I think that it's Santa Claus.
Oh, okay.
I think Santa Claus was in Pennsylvania. He's got a birthday coming up. He's stressed. He's got to work on his birthday. That
Right.
pisses me off.
Yeah, that's true.
His fucking old lady's sitting there bitching. You haven't done anything. You haven't cleaned the gutters. You need to finish putting out the lights on the trailer.
So he's automatically pissed.
He's engulfed with rage.
Yeah.
He's like, woman, all I'm trying to do is sit here and drink a hot toddy and watch fucking Wheel of Fortune,
He's
and you're on my nuts.
sitting there trying to drink a natty ice or natty daddy.
Or maybe reindeer come.
Oh yeah, or could be
Maybe
reindeer
that's a
cum.
delicacy
yeah.
in
He's
the
Santa
North Pole.
Claus. He probably
from
has
North Pole.
unlimited money.
I would hope he could manifest it. And then, she just popped off, and he probably threatened her. He probably said, listen, if you say one more fucking thing to me, I'm going to hit you in the head with a Christmas tree. And just like every woman out there, she just couldn't resist.
And she said the one
And
more
she
thing.
just fucking said it. She's like, I dare you, bitch. Hit me with a fucking Christmas tree. But his ass wasn't playing. Me or you, we'd be like, yeah, well, no, if anything, we're too lazy to grab a Christmas tree and use it as a fucking weapon. That's a lot of, you got ornaments falling off of it.
Yeah.
The lights are probably plugged in, so you're fighting with the cable,
Man,
you know?
that would be hilarious. What if he went to throw it and where it was plugged in was like a bungee cord and it like snapped back and hit him instead?
I was thinking, what if it was like a Spider-Man web slinger and he threw it, hit her in the head, and came back?
That would be cool.
And then he could just continuously use it. Like, you know, like,
yeah, dude, that would be
tight,
sick.
dude.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So, and then the irony, of course, is that it's his birthday on Christmas Eve. So,
Yeah, that's hilarious. That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
an awesome story.
yeah, I love it. I love it. So that was this week's crazy news. If you have any kind of news that you want to share, want us to share on the podcast, reach out to us, Beards and Beers podcast at gmail.com. Also look for us on Facebook and maybe just send us a hyperlink to a story if you have something going on in your city, state, or country, and we'll read it here on the pod.
Oh, yeah.
So we are now going to go into this week's beer review.
Okay.
And I
know you brought this week's.
Yeah, I got, because we no longer have a producer of this segment. I figured I would take matters into my own hands. And, you know, we've only done a couple of these during the length of our podcast, but I wanted to do something different.
Okay.
And I wanted to test something out. So what I did was I got us beer from Aldi. So this is Aldi brand beer.
Hell yeah.
It is called Holland 1839. It is imported from Holland. That's what it says. It claims that it's an actual import from Holland. It is a 5% ABV.
Okay.
I think it's supposed to be comparable to a Heine. The bottle is very Heine-like.
Yeah, it definitely looks like Heine. It says it's brewed in Holland.
There you go. And the reason that I wanted to do this is because, you know, I foolishly, like the old man that I am, I'm in a couple of Aldi groups on the Facebook because I think there's some bangarang things there that you can get at the Aldi. And people keep talking about how good their alcohol is. Now, I will tell you that for a 6-pack of this beer, it was $7.99. So it's $2 to $3 cheaper than your standard, probably 6-pack mid-range beer. And, you know, $3 or $4 cheaper than some of your craft 6-packs.
Right.
So, I mean, it's still not like it's cheap beer. It was still $8 for 6 of them. So you're looking at over $1 a beer. I don't think beer is too cheap until it falls under the $1 per can and or bottle price. So I think this is going to be comparable to just a mid-range lager.
Yeah, it definitely would appear so. I was looking to see if I could find the brewery, and it's at the very bottom on the back. It's brewed and bottled by H. West.
I see that.
Marcin Holland? Marcin Holland? I don't know how to say that.
Yeah, I don't either. But it says Holland Lager 1839, nearly 175 years of brewing perfection.
Oh.
Only the finest premium ingredients go into creating this special lager. Brewed using bull cum. What? Brewed using centuries-old techniques to produce the finest lager for your enjoyment from our home to yours. Proust. Cheers.
Does Proust mean cheers? And
I was hoping that you wouldn't ask me that because I have no fucking clue. I just thought I would sell it enough to where you would just be like, oh, cool, cheers.
I feel like we should say Proust now. That's kind of cool.
Let's do it. Proust. It seems like I've heard people say that. Proust. I mean, I want to say it like I'm a German soldier from World War II, but...
Oh, it smells like marijuana.
See, I think Heine bottles smell like that.
Yeah, that's definitely what it smells like. Oh, man, I don't know if this is going to be good.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that definitely smells like straight fucking dank weed.
Yeah, that does.
All right, let's go in.
All right.
Very confused by it.
Yeah, I know. Me too. I feel like I don't get a whole lot of flavor.
Yeah, you're not really. I mean, you're getting a pretty strong flavor, like up front,
Yeah, up front.
but it's very quick.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of watery.
But I will tell you that for 5%,
It's not bad.
it's not bad.
I don't-
because
it's not alcohol
If you think of a full flavored beer, like a Budweiser, or something along those lines, something that would be comparable to this. I mean, it tastes. There's a lot of taste. I mean, it's strong.
Yeah.
This you can drink these like fucking water.
Yeah, I know. I would definitely give this one. I could chug this easily, no doubt.
Well, and again, I think that if we poured this out,
It might be
it
different.
would probably be a little bit better because I think what's happening is that skunk weed
is coming out
is
in the
coming from the
taste.
bottle.
Oh,
Like if you smell around the
Yeah.
mouth area.
yeah, I would agree with
Yeah.
you. Man, I didn't bring a glass up here. I really fucked up.
I mean, I'm good. Mine's gonna be gone soon. I just
okay.
keep taking big drinks of it because I'm still like on the fence about it. Like I don't know. Like I mean, I'll drink the other 4.
Yeah, I would definitely drink the other 4.
It's very drinkable.
Yeah. I don't know if I would rate it very high for like personal taste.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that in the grand scheme of things, because what I thought was cool about doing a beer from Aldi is that it's a little cheaper.
Right.
So maybe we can find a diamond in the rough,
Yeah, good point.
and it would be something worth going to Aldi to get to save a few bucks. Like if you pick up 1 or 2 6-packs a week, and you
Right.
can save $6-10.
Yeah,
a
that's
week.
a good idea.
But I don't know that I would make a special trip to Aldi for this beer.
No, I don't think I would, unfortunately.
Which is kind of disappointing because I love the green.
I know, I love the green bottle.
Yeah, green bottles are always nice to me. I've just become, the older I get, the less of a fan I am of bottled beer.
Okay.
Like I used to think it was the shit. I would get so pissed if I was at a bar
And they only had
and
cans.
they only gave me a can. I'm like, that doesn't look manly.
Well,
Whatever.
The bottle also, I feel like you get less fluid ounces most of the time. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you get more.
Oh, well, that's true. This is an 11.2 ounce. I didn't even realize that. Is
that standard?
no?
There can't be.
No,
I think
that's
it's
not
12
standard.
ounces
It's 12
almost.
ounces.
Maybe because this came from Holland.
Maybe Heineken's are 11.2.
That would make sense. This is definitely just a knockoff of that, I
Yeah.
would say.
But Heine's are way better.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a huge
I don't know.
fan of
We did
Heine's.
have that. Remember that Heineken we had at what bar did we go to? And it was disgusting. Do you remember that? It tasted like they maybe had it cold and then they sat it out, then they got it cold again.
I
Like it
do
was
remember a
skunked.
little something about that.
It was
Where
on.
was that?
I don't know, but we got destroyed. It was like a Sunday, and we had to go back into work Monday. We were like, "Fuck, why did we do that?"
Yeah, we do stupid shit like that. I'll tell you, I mean, one thing that's just really ruining the beer for me right now is that smell. The
Yeah.
smell of the glass.
The smell from the glass is what ruins it. That's what I'm getting. I'm just gonna chug the rest.
All right, let's do it. That wasn't too bad.
Yeah, maybe we'll just chug the other 4s or under
I,
4.
Woo. And here's the really funny thing. I gotta go on a date with my wife after this. I'm gonna be drunk as fuck.
Yeah, I still have to go to the store after this.
Yeah, woo. Wow, wowsy kazowies. All right. That almost took the life out of me. Because it's literally like I just chewed on a fucking gram of weed. Is what it tastes like.
Yeah.
So what are our categories to rate? What all are we?
So we
rating?
got crushability, tastiness, how fucked up is too fucked up, and the bitch drink.
Okay, so Crushability. I mean, I feel like you could crush these.
Yeah, I would honestly.
Easily.
Did we say 1 to 5 with like points in between?
Yeah, I think so.
I would probably give this a 5. I could easily chug these.
Yeah, it's very light. It tastes like a light beer.
Yeah, it's very light.
Like a super light beer. Like
Yeah.
an ultra.
Ultra light. Yeah. And then the next is the tastiness, which
Well, there wasn't a whole lot. I think that what you did get was, again, from the bottle.
right.
I'm going to go with like a
Oh,
like a
man.
1.5.
Yeah, that's what I was
like-
thinking. I didn't want to go 1, but I didn't want to go.
I don't feel quite 2,
Yeah.
so I think a 1.5.
Yeah, I think a 1.5 is good. I was thinking maybe I was going to be generous and go 2, but I don't think I can.
Yeah, I just can't.
Yeah. All right. The next one is how fucked up is too fucked up?
Well, I mean, they're 5%. You're getting a
So-
sixer for $8.
Ah.
So if you're, it's a Friday night, you're tight on funds, you can't go out with your friends, you have to go buy Aldi because you're in love with one of the red bag chicken or some shit.
You can drink them fast, so they definitely would get you fucked up pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at $16 and some change for a 12 pack. They're 5%. What flavors there isn't particularly good, but it's not a strong flavor. So I feel like you could sit there and drink 12 of them and you'll get fucked up.
Oh yeah, I would agree. What did we call this? I forget.
We're such amateurs.
We had.
Was it on a scale or did?
Yeah, we did like fucked, pretty fucked up, too fucked up.
Yeah. Let's just come up with one for this one. I'd say you get pretty fucked up.
I would say you get pretty fucked up. I think that's a good one. I feel like most of our ratings will end up there, unless it's like a 11%
Yeah.
or something like
Yeah.
that. All right, and then the next one was. Let me scroll back up. The bitch drink. I would definitely say it's not a bitch drink because there's no woman probably that is drinking this.
I mean, you might get some shit because it's an Aldi beer, but as far as what it is, I don't think it's a bitch drink.
Yeah, I don't
Like
think
if you
so.
showed up to a party and you're carrying a sixer of this, people are going to be like, "What the fuck? Why are you buying your sixers at Aldi?"
Right.
But it's a lager. It's 5%, so I don't think there's anything real bitchy about it.
Yeah. I feel like if you really liked marijuana, you would probably love this, honestly.
See, and I think that we're going to have to do a follow up on this and pour it out and see if it's any different. Because if
Yeah.
you'll recall, I mean, to our listeners, last week we did I know we did a mini episode last week as well, so I'm getting them confused.
Yeah.
Which one did we do where we poured them out? Was that the
Was it the
pod
episode?
or was that the mini episode?
That was the mini, I think.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
You're
because
right.
during the actual pod,
we did the shots.
right.
So to all you fuckers that haven't signed up for our Patreon yet, you missed it. We did a beer review last week for our After the Beers mini-sodes that we are putting on our Patreon. And that one I felt, after you poured it out of the bottle,
Was better.
was better.
Yeah.
And it was also better when we chugged it. And I
Well-
agree with this one, too. It was better.
Yeah.
I just don't think we're glass bottle people. I don't
No.
know if there's something happening with the manufacturing of glass bottles or what.
Yeah,
but
maybe it
just-
is.
The last 2 or 3 that we've had
I
just
know.
have a funky fucking taste.
I will say Miller Lite's pretty good and out of a glass bottle. I do enjoy those, but I don't.
those 16-ounce aluminums.
Those
bad
those
boys.
are nice.
Ooh. Wish I had one of those.
I
right
know,
now
me
because
too.
That's left a little tasty taste in my mouth.
I know. I kind of wish I. Honestly, I don't know. After now sitting here and stewing on it, I kind of want another one. I don't know. It's
So do
weird.
you want to change your shit? We can change it. You can change it.
I don't know. I still feel like it's not good. I just, in my mind, I'm like, man, I feel pretty good. Maybe I want another one.
I can see that.
I don't.
Because again, it's almost a % more than what we've been drinking.
True.
So it puts a little hair on your scrotum.
It does. Yeah. Man, I don't know.
So this is what we're gonna do.
I think
We're going to.
I'm going to hold my review for now, and maybe we'll come back, revisit it, and we'll.
I think that next week we're going to do another quick review of this one,
Okay.
but we're going to pour it out.
Okay.
So I'll save some. We'll do it again next week. We'll pour it out, and we'll see if, because you're right. I think this is a beer that you need a couple
Yeah.
to kind of be like, okay, this is where I'm at with it.
I agree.
So
I definitely think we should have poured it out. I think that is a big flaw. In the future, we'll remember to do that.
yeah, agreed. So okay, so that was this week's beer review.
Yeah.
At least it was an interesting one.
Yeah, I didn't think it was good.
I thought it would be kind of cut and dry.
I thought so too. Yeah. It's kind of left me dumbfounded. I don't know how I feel about this still.
I did not think that it would come to this.
Yeah, I
but
didn't either.
It is what it is. So Grant, you are a very knowledgeable guy. You're much older and wiser than your age,
Beyond my years.
beyond your years. And I was just hoping that maybe this week you could give our listeners some sort of philosophical thought for the day, because there's times when you tell me things and I'm like, wow, I never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
And there's times that you have these nuggets of just truth. Like when you proclaimed, I'm tired of wearing clothes. I'm like, fuck, I am too, man. So I was hoping that we could take just a moment for you to give our listeners, as well as myself, just a thought of the day. What are you feeling? What are you leaning towards? I know you don't stand with the Ukraine. You've made that evident. What else is on that big brain of yours?
So I recently listened to an interview with Neil deGrasse Tyson, whom I really enjoy because I love outer space and the cosmos and all those interesting things that go on there. But this actually doesn't have anything to do with space. But he said that if I've never really thought about it this way, so it made me interested. It's definitely very it's more historical than philosophical, I will say. But back in the day, to this day, plagues have killed more people than any war or anything like that. And back like in the Black Plague, when all that was going on, the reason for it was fleas, because the fleas would get infected, but they would then be carried by the rats. So like the rats, they would be on the rats. They would get, obviously rats were very prevalent because it was not a very tidy area. So then they would bite humans, and then that's how you would in turn get the plague and then die. And it's pretty crazy. But if you think about it, and this is kind of more to do with like how witches and all those things came to, because they didn't have science back then. They had no idea. Cats obviously hunt rats and kill them. It's pretty, for the most part. That's kind of the reason cats have become so prevalent in the world. Like back in the day was because they killed mice and rats. And who owns cats? Most of the time, stereotypically, women. And women stereotypically are more cleanly than men or people like of such nature. So that's how witches came to be, because these women back in the day would own cats, and they would not have rats or mice in their home, so they would not get the plague. So then they in turn get accused of being like sorcerers and witches and stuff like that. Fucking, it blew my mind.
Damn, dude.
So that, and like cats are still associated with witches and stuff today, and like their brooms and everything, and it really blew my mind.
Wow.
I never thought about it that way.
Well, no, I don't think most people have
And
connected those dots.
yeah, Neil deGrasse Tyson was really onto something. I'm sure he read it somewhere.
Well, I'm sure that he was probably high. I'm definitely sure that he was high as a kite when he came up with that.
Yeah, he could have been. But it was very interesting, and I thought it was pretty crazy, and I wanted to share that.
Well, that's definitely a head scratcher. That's something to chew on and draw on. Now that you've laid down the inner workings, the foundation I would recommend everyone to go in and read a little bit more into that.
Yeah.
Because
I love stuff like that. I love history, though, and certain things. But yeah, I thought that was really crazy.
yeah, that's nuts. See, everyone, Grant is just is full of information.
Yeah. Oh, that's not good.
So there was a story that I wanted to tell you. I know we're trying to keep things a little bit lighter here. There was weed in that beer. We are all now high as a kite.
Yeah.
Um, so there was a little story that I wanted to tell you, before we say our goodbyes and all those kinds of things. And I wanted to see if you had ever heard this story, because apparently it's been going around for quite some time.
Okay.
So a moth, like a bug, a moth, goes into a podiatrist's office. And the podiatrist's office says, what seems to be the problem, moth? And the moth says, what's the problem? Where do I begin, man? I go to work for Dan, and all day long I work. Honestly, Doc, I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. I don't even know if Dan knows what I'm doing. He only knows that he has power over me, and that seems to bring him happiness. But I don't know. I wake up in a tizzy. I walk here and there at night. At night I sometimes wake up and I turn to some old lady in my bed that's on my arm, a lady that I once loved, Doc. I don't know where to turn to. My youngest, Alexandria, she fell. She fell in the cold of last year. The cold took her down, as it did many of my kind. The cold, it kills. The cold kills moths. I don't know if you know that.
Did not know that.
My other boy, and this is the hardest pill to swallow, Doc. My other boy, Greg, I no longer love him. As much as it pains me to say, when I look in his eyes, all I see is the same cowardice that I catch when I take a glimpse of my own face in the mirror. If only I wasn't such a coward, then perhaps, just perhaps, I could bring myself to reach over to that cocked and loaded gun that lays on the bedside behind me and end this hellish facade once and for all. Doc, sometimes I feel like a spider, even though I'm a moth, just barely hanging on to my web with an everlasting fire underneath me. I'm not feeling good. Not feeling good at all. So the podiatrist, he looks over at the moth and he says, "Moth, man, you're pretty fucked up, man. You're troubled. But you should probably be seeing a psychiatrist. Why in the hell are you here?" And the moth looked at him and said, "Because the light was on."
Jesus Christ.
That's a good old dad joke.
Yeah, that was I didn't know where that was going.
Yeah, most people wouldn't. So I got to give credit. That was actually a Norm Macdonald joke.
Okay.
Norm, of course, could sell that joke all day long. Rip.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. to him. So yeah, as I mentioned before, the dad joke there. We're going for a shorter show this week. There's been talk that a number of women who listen to our podcasts have been complaining that the hour and a half format is just making them too wet. Their panties are getting too soaked. So with that being said, any final thoughts? Anything that you care to say for before we conclude?
I don't really have a whole lot, except for I hope everybody enjoys us, and I hope they enjoy our podcast. I hope it brings some happiness to people's lives that maybe need it.
I would concur. I hope that it does something.
And I hope it teaches people things, honestly.
Yeah, if we could teach them something,
Yeah.
that'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Or if you just laugh.
Yeah, that's true
really
too.
all we're looking for. I did want to mention before saying goodbye that commercials this year fucking suck.
Yeah, they are.
And commercials need to stop being so damn depressing.
Yeah, they're very sad. The freaking Coke commercial is very sad. The Toyota commercial has been very sad.
The Kroger commercials very sad.
Yeah, man.
I I'm just tired of watching television to escape my sad reality, only to be sad for the fake people in the commercials.
Exactly.
Like,
And I don't get this. See, this brings me into something which I'm not going to spend a whole bunch of time on because obviously we're trying to get out of here. But I don't get why people like sad movies so much. Which I watch movies that have sad parts, but altogether it's not a sad movie. Reality is already sad enough. Why the fuck do you want to sit there and watch something that's already sadder?
yeah, I mean, I've been making that argument for years. My wife loves sad movies. If there's somebody in it who has a terminal illness and dying, she wants to see it all year long. It doesn't matter if it's summer, winter, birthday, Christmas. She wants to watch the young couple die together. It's just very, very depressing.
Yeah.
So, my final thought for the week is if you work for the Kroger company, if you work for Coca-Cola, if you work for Toyota, you really need to stop making sad shit because we're fucking tired of it.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
But anyway, so before we go, we've been kind of talking about it the last couple weeks, but I think there's some confusion over what you get, what it is, what it does.
Yeah, let's clarify
is it
that.
live? Is it not? But our Patreon. So our Patreon is up. There is content on the Patreon. We have one mini-sode. We'll be recording another one here momentarily for all of our listeners and subscribers on there. So, Grant, do you care? Because you're the one running the Patreon. The Patreon's your bag, baby. Do you want to tell everybody what the Patreon is, where they can go, how much it is, all that good stuff?
Yeah, so our link is patreon.com/beards and beers, which is BEARDSANDBERS. And if you go to that, let me pull it up really fast because I did not have it pulled up. That's my fault. We have a couple tiers started. There will probably be a third one joining sometime, but we do not have it up yet. Just because I still have to work on some of it. Sorry, hold on. Oh my gosh, this is disaster. I don't know what happened here. Okay.
My God.
Oh my God. Okay, here we go. So we have 2 tiers. Oh my God, where did they go? They disappeared.
Christ. This is why nobody wants anything to do with us.
I don't know. I can't find. Oh, here we go. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we have 2 tiers. One is $5 a month, and you will get a shout out from us. You will be able to enjoy the extra little mini-sode that we do. And then that is called the lightweight. And then we also have our second tier, which is $10 a month, and it's called the functioning alcoholic, and you receive everything in the previous one, plus you'll get a sick koozie and maybe something different once a month, because we'll give something out monthly if you're paying $10 a month, I would imagine.
See, we love our fans.
Yeah, exactly.
The 2 of you that we have.
Or if you want to pay the $10 a month, get the koozie, then switch to the 5. I could understand that too.
Yeah. Or you have the option to donate whatever.
Yeah, you could donate whatever if you don't want to. If you don't want to pay any of those prices, also, or if you want to do more than that, please feel free.
Yeah.
You can do a custom amount. We do have a third one in the works. It's just not finalized yet because we haven't got the merch for it yet. But we would eventually like to be able to get a glass, and that would essentially be the third.
Well, and they'll have access to the spreadsheet.
Oh yeah, and the spreadsheet. Which are we doing that just for the third?
No, I think we do it for everybody too.
Okay. Well then, yeah. So you'll get the spreadsheet for our reviews of what we do for beers. We'll even have a miscellaneous section for like the moonshine if we review any bourbons or whiskeys that we like, or some tequilas or anything like that. We'll put those on there too, because we know not everybody's just a beer drinker. It's not always about beer, even though for our lives it pretty much is.
Yeah, absolutely. And that with that custom amount option, if there's a beer that you want us to review and you want us to go check it out, that custom amount would be perfect. Send us how much it is to get 2 tall boys or a
Yeah.
6-pack. And then send us a note on Patreon. Send us a little email and say, hey guys, I sent you guys $15 because I really would like for you guys to try this beer. Go for it. And that's what we'll do. We'll give you a shout out as a segment producer on an upcoming episode.
And also, if you just want to give us a little feedback too, that would be really grateful. We haven't heard a whole lot, so we would enjoy that greatly. And if there, like Josh said, if there's anything you'd like us to review or look into, please just let us know. And that's really it. Oh, and I just wanted to say, I wanted to review our email again, just in case anybody wanted to email us. It's beardsandbeerspodcast@gmail.com. And our Facebook is just search Beards and Beers and you will find us, I'm sure.
Absolutely. We're everywhere. And before we get any slack, this week we did not do a Seen Anything Good lately. We had it written into the notes for today, but again, we're trying. We had 2 back-to-back episodes over an hour and a half, so we're just trying to, keep it more around that hour mark. But it will make its triumphant return next week, and we'll talk about, what we've seen, what we've heard, what we're looking forward to in the world of TV and movies.
Yeah.
And from Josh, that's it for me.
And from Grant, that's all I got.
All right, guys, keep on drinking, keep on chewing.
Keep on partying.